Welcome back to Finpod, your daily pulse on the markets. I am Evan, and this is where we cut through the noise, so you aren't just exit liquidity for the pros. Today's episode is brought to you by Fintwit.ai. Get the edge you need with real-time signals that actually matter. Let's get into it. Bloom Energy is catching eyes again, with shares climbing as investors digest fresh disclosures that Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi has significantly increased her stake in the company. It is a classic move that always grabs the retail crowd's attention, though technically the stock is still consolidating after a massive run earlier this year. Then we have NVDA, which is down for the 7th straight day. The sentiment is heavy here. Investors are clearly jittery ahead of the upcoming earnings call, especially with reports that the company might hike server prices by 15% next year. Applied Optoelectronics took a hard hit today, dropping nearly 14%. The catalyst? A $600 million at-the-market equity offering that has shareholders worried about dilution. Finally, Intel is struggling, down 3%, as the market continues to price in the fallout from its massive $20 billion stock offering and ongoing concerns about its shrinking CPU market share. Looking at the broader market, it was a mixed, drifting session. The S&P 500 slipped 0.3%, and the Nasdaq fell 0.8%, while the Dow managed a slight 0.3% gain. The underlying story isn't just the numbers, it is the wait-and-see approach. Markets are currently in a stalemate, paralyzed by geopolitical tension in the Middle East and the looming shadow of Fed Chair Kevin Warsh's upcoming speech. Investors are essentially holding their breath, waiting to see if NVIDIA can keep the AI dream alive, or if we are in for a reality check. Speaking of AI, the industry is in a high-stakes transition. We are seeing a shift from pure speculative hype to a focus on the brutal reality of capital expenditure and infrastructure costs. A new report today highlights that enterprise adoption of AI is accelerating. OpenAI's enterprise revenue has hit a $40 billion run rate, but the growth rate is decelerating to 18%. Infrastructure is the name of the game, with data center spending continuing to drive the semiconductor sector, even as CIOs start to look for cheaper, more efficient models to keep costs under control. In the earnings spotlight, PDD Holdings reported revenue of about $16.6 billion, a solid 8% year-over-year increase, but the market was clearly looking for more as the stock faces pressure. Meanwhile, XPEV saw shares slide 8.5%. While they delivered over 100,000 vehicles, margins in the core car business are compressing, and the stock is being weighed down by that structural shift, despite their massive $900 million private financing round for their robotics division. That is the landscape for today. We have a market waiting for a catalyst, heavy insider moves in energy, and a semiconductor sector bracing for a pivotal earnings report. If you want to stay ahead of the crowd, make sure you are using the right tools. For stock recommendations and real-time signals, visit Fintwit.ai. Like, share, and subscribe to keep the edge. And let me know in the comments what you are watching for the rest of the week. I will see you tomorrow.